Buddy. Let's see here. Of course, my ice maker. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to True Crime Tuesday with your host, me. How's everybody doing? I hope you've had a great Tuesday. Look at me being on time and stuff. What? Yeah, Lakita, if it gets worse, definitely go to the ER because you never know what it could be, especially if it's like excruciating pain that you're not used to, something that you don't normally have. If it gets too bad, definitely go because you never know. Never know what it could be. It's better safe than sorry, I feel like. So, as you guys know, we always start out true crime with a little game. We usually do a couple games. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you come on over to YouTube. All you have to do is go out of the live that you're currently in, scroll up to the top of the page, and you'll see a link. And you'll just click that. You'll come right over. If you have the app, you can join, or on your computer, you can join the live chat. But it's always enter at your own risk. If you see something you don't like or someone you don't like, you can always just block them. All you got to do is click their face and hit block. Once you're in the chat, make sure you hit that make sure you hit that X in the right side of your screen under the live. You'll see it right there, kind of in the middle of your screen. Make sure you hit that. Go out and hit that thumbs up, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I never do this. Yes, definitely. Prayers for your 12-year-old granddaughter. I'm so sorry. I don't know how bad her scoliosis is, but a lot of times, especially at 12, if it is minimal, sometimes they can fix it with different techniques. And a lot of people live with scoliosis and just adjust a few things, and they live a full, fulfilled life. So, but definitely we'll keep you in our prayers. And anybody else who needs prayers for sure. Always here, and if that's not your thing and you don't, that's not the religion you choose or you don't believe in prayers, just good thoughts, good vibes, all the good stuff. Spider-Man is one. All right. So this one is match the arrestee with what is it? What they stole or what they used? Hold on. Let me see what it says. Match the arrestee with the item they allegedly stole. Okay. Because sometimes it'll be like a weapon, but this is stealing it. So Spider-Man is number one. All right, what else we got? A burrito, a bathing suit, Pop-Tarts, and a little stuffed things, plushy thing. So we got 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do you guys think they used? I feel like number 5 is probably the little Star Wars thing. Yeah, I think it was during one of her growth spurts. Yeah. Yeah. I live a full life with scoliosis. Yeah. There's a lot of people. My daughter actually was diagnosed with like a very slight curve when she was, I believe, about 11 or 12. And as she grew, hers straightened itself out. I will say, though, she does go to, like, I was taking her to the chiropractor and stuff, which I know a lot of people don't believe in chiropractic care and all of that, but it really did help. And now she doesn't even have a curve. So prayers for my son, white light, maybe, and good vibes. Yes, gallbladder surgery. Is that what that says? I say 5 is a Pop-Tart. Okay, we'll get that Pop-Tart in there. Let me see. Prayers for my son, white light, maybe in good vibes. He had his gallbladder removed yesterday after pain and stones. Well, definitely prayers for him for a fast recovery. And everything's good. All right. Ooh, we got a lot. Number 3 for the bikini. We said a lot of people have different views over the Pop-Tart. So remember what you said. And then we're going to go with her for that one and the burrito for this lady. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Oh, we got 0. All right. The correct answer is number 1 got the bikini. So at least you guys were right about it being a man. Number 1 for the bikini. Number 2, Pop-Tarts. I know somebody said number 2 for Pop-Tarts. I saw it in the chat. And then number 3, Spider-Man. So again, you guys just mixed up 1 and 3. Number 4 was the little Star Wars toy, and number 5 was the burrito. At least we knew she had food of some sort. So we didn't do too well on that one. That's okay. Some of y'all may have have done better than what it says on here because obviously pick everybody's guesses. So some of you guys may have got all of them right. I just wasn't able to see it. So these are just fun. I think it's amusing to see like what people stole, what people used as a weapon. Like the weapon stuff is crazy. All right. NBA. This guy looks like he's asleep. All right, here we go. I would think he's narcotics, maybe. We got all of them wearing an NBA shirt, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've got assault with a deadly weapon, narcotics possession, probation violation, Mary Jane distribution, and burglary. Well, I'm going to choose this one. Hey, I could be wrong, but I'm going to choose that one. So now, what do you guys think is 2, 3, 4, and 5? Now, let me get back over to your comments here. Hey, Sheena, Lord, I would have never guessed those right. Yeah. I love to see like what you guys, the different people that guess different things or whatever. Hey, PW. Um, I love to see like who guesses what and what they are. All right, so give me some um suggestions here for number 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do y'all think? Who do you guys think is assault with a deadly weapon? Who do y'all think is that? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Hey, hey. Hey, everybody. Number 2 for burglary. All right. Number 2 for burglary. I'm just going by what I saw. I did see somebody just say number 2 is probation. Yeah, I did drugs I definitely did drugs for what? Okay, so number 4 for number what? That confused me. Hold on. 4 is number 1. Okay, so 4 is number 1. I think that's what you mean. All right, so down to these 2 guys. We got number 3 and number 5, and we've got probation and Mary Jane. Oh, you guys think number 5 did the assault? 1 should be a weapon, you think, even though he's asleep? Even though he's sleeping? Number 4, baby doll, that's what a few people said. But I do see people are saying number 3, number 2, number 4. Tiffany says number 1 should have the weapon. I just feel like where he's nodding off, I feel like that was, but again, I could be wrong. Number 5, probation violation. All right, so that means number 3 is the Mary Jane. All right, let's see how we did. 3 out of 5, y'all. Ooh. I would love to get them all right one time. All right. We got number 1. I knew it. I knew it. It had to be you guys. Like I feel like his picture like as sad as it is, someone's in addiction. I feel like his picture definitely told on him. But all right, so the ones we got wrong were we got number 4 and number 5 right. So shout out to you guys who said 4 and 5. We just switched the ones in the middle. So number 2, the guy, and he could have really, I'm glad I didn't really look at his picture first because he looks like he's kind of asleep too, but I think he's just squinting or something. But all right, so number 2 is Mary Jane and number 3 is burglary. So there you go. We did good on that one. That was a good one to finish it out. 3 out of 5. That was a good one. All right. You guys were spot on. And I know some people said 3 for burglary and 2 for Mary Jane. If I would have picked it, we'd have got them all right. But you can't. You win some, you lose some. So that one is definitely a possibility that somebody in the comments got them all right because we had, 3 of them right. So, all right. And again, if you want to play that game, they have different things on there. They have some really cool stuff, really cool shit on there. It's called Smoking Gun. It's a website called The Smoking Gun. All right. Goodbye to you now. Before I forget, because we've got a few things to get into. Yeah, Christina, I actually took a nap before. So I worked and then I took a nap. A little like I'd say it was about an hour and 20 minutes before I hopped on. And really it was dangerous because it was like I'd say about 10 o'clock and I was just so sleepy. I was like, if I don't take a little nap, I'm not going to be able to get through the show or people are going to think I'm like drunk or something. So I took like an hour and 20 minute nap and then came back on. But I went right back to sleep after I got off last night. Hey, EMS, we haven't done anything yet. We just played the game. We just played the game. 66 thumbs up. We need to get that higher. We just played the game, but we do have a few things to cover. Um, I was gonna cover the whole McDonald's thing, but we talked a lot about that in Blicky and Purple's live yesterday, about the girl. If you haven't heard about it, there was a McDonald's employee who had been sent home a couple times. She worked day shift, and she had been sent home a couple times, and obviously didn't make the hours she wanted to make. So she came in on her day off, and her manager, who had worked there for 15 years, single mom of 6, sent her home, even though she came in on her day off. She sent her home. So the girl gets on Instagram. She does lives and stuff and talks about it and says it's not fair. She's got stuff to do. She felt like she was being picked on. She says that the manager bullied her, all these things. And then she drove to a park and she drove back to the McDonald's and decided to get a kitchen knife out of her car that she already had in her car. And she went back in. One of the employees said she had a mask on her face, but she could see her hands. And that's how she knew it was the girl. And she went behind the counter and used that to, I'm trying to think of a better word. She used that kitchen thing to unalive her manager in the drive. You know how, like, when you pull up to the drive through and there's the window right there and you can see they have like a little space where they can look at the computers and stuff? She was doing it right there in the drive through space. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. This guy just happens to pull through the drive through to get his breakfast. Now imagine this. You pull through the drive through to get your breakfast and you see two McDonald's employees going at it, and one of them is taking a kitchen and doing something to another. You get my drift? So he hops out of his vehicle and he's a excuse me, he's a he can carry. So he has a license to carry. So he jumps out of the vehicle and pew pews up in the air, thinking that it's going to stop the girl from what she's doing. Well, she doesn't stop. She continues to do what she's doing, which didn't last much longer because she ended up trying to run out. And when she ran out, he caught her and he basically, by pew pew point, made her sit on the sidewalk until the cops got there. So, yeah, but she says that the person bullied her and all this thing. The other coworker said that wasn't true. It was very clear that the girl had some mental health issues. So if you want to hear more about that, Blicky and Purple did talk about that. BLICKY is their page name. Check them out. Even if you don't want to hear about this case, check them out. So yeah, the roommate's missing. What roommate? She definitely ain't wrapped too tight. I feel so bad this happened to this mother. Yes. What bothered me so bad, what broke my heart, is when her 6 kids were up there doing a news interview, and it makes me emotional just talking about it. And one of the girls was up there and she was like, "My mom didn't deserve this. She was a single mother and she was going to work to try to feed us. And this is what she gets." Oh, that broke my heart. Oh, broke my heart, honey. Um, all right. So Facebook, I'm going to tell you bye because I still forgot to to do it. So I will see you tomorrow, Facebook. But yeah, so that's just a little bit of that story. So I didn't really cover it or like show anything because we did talk about it over there. But there was another one that we talked about. There was another case that they talked about that I wanted to show you guys about the woman. As many of you know, probably have visited the city of New York or been New York. You guys know parking in any city is awful. So there was a young lady in New York City who got into an altercation, was attacked for a parking spot. Actually, we talked a little bit about it on Blicky and Purples, but she's spoken out now about the incident and how everything went down. So I wanted to show you guys that. Oh, hold on. I can't go to full screen. There we go. And I'll make these, if I remember, I'll make these public after the live. If you guys notice, I made a bunch of stuff public that I had forgot earlier today. So I try to make them on short, like I try to make the videos that I use and that I show, I try to put them on my YouTube. That way, if somebody doesn't have 2 or 3 hours to watch a live, they can still go and watch the videos, when they get a chance. But this is the woman, she describes the violent brawl over a parking spot in New York City. I'm going to zoom in.
I couldn't control that. I was getting hit in the head and everything. I would defend myself at the time.
Cell phone video shows 21-year-old Jada McPherson taking blow after blow.
It just all happened so fast. Her agenda was to pull my head. That was their main agenda. Like it's 3 against 1, and I'm like 130 pounds barely.
The fight started over an issue New Yorkers know all too well.
Parking is like hard to find.
McPherson said she was returning home from work when she was trying to park her car on Putnam Avenue near Onderdonk Avenue in Ridgewood, Queens, Monday evening.
The guy, he came and put a garbage can behind my car to like prevent me to park. I circled the block like 3-4 times. I came back and I'm like, it's been like 30 minutes and you're still here.
A verbal altercation with a man and 2 other women, police identified as Andrea Dumitru and Sabrina Starman.
I'm not gonna lie, I called her an immigrant, but she called me a slave and she called me a monkey.
Quickly turned violent. Medics treated McPherson at the scene and arrested Dumitru and Starman. Neighbors say they are family and there have been issues with them holding parking spots for years.
It's not worth fighting, but across the street with the guy.
It's terrible.
And they're trying to hold there, monitoring it, and that's what happened.
I just heard, I heard voices and looked out the window and saw arms flying. An hour, it can take like up to an hour to find parking.
McPherson says she's ready to put this tragedy behind her and has even found a lesson through it all.
It gives you a different look at life. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, certain things is you just have to like let it be.
45-year-old Andrea Dumitru and 21-year-old Sabrina Starman with assault. Authorities are still looking for a third individual.
I couldn't tell that I was getting hit in the head and everything. I was just trying to defend myself at the time.
Cell phone video shows 21-year-old Jada McPherson taking blow after blow.
It just all happened so fast. Her agenda was to pull my head. That was their main agenda. Like it's 3 against 1, and I'm like 130 pounds barely.
The fight started over an issue New Yorkers know all too well.
Parking is like hard to find.
McPherson was returned.
Wait for a second. My bad. It restarted. I didn't realize it would do that. It's a short. So yeah, parking is awful there. But what surprised me is I thought by looking at the video, I thought it was 2 men. I thought it was men on her. But when the woman says the charges, I guess it was a woman and a man. I just thought that was crazy, like, because he had a trash can where she wanted to park. She said she waited 30 minutes. Oh, no. We had another nurse here in RVA be charged with taking fentanyl. Wow, Marky, it happens a lot. A lot. Sadly, there are nurses that either fall into addiction or had addiction in the past or are currently in addiction or whatever the case may be, and they start taking things from the hospital or whatever it is. But they will offer them. Getting caught sometimes can really save someone's life because when they get caught as a nurse, if you get caught diverting medicine, they will offer you rehab and counseling services and all the things, and they put you on like a 2 to 5 year program where you basically work the program, you do the drug testing and all that stuff, and then your license is fine. I mean, you can even work through while you're in the program. I had a friend that I knew. She actually doesn't live here anymore, but she got 2 DUIs, and it was like in the span. It wasn't a very big span. She got 2 DUIs, so they put her on that program. And they told her she was going to have to work a 5-year program, but she ended up getting off the program after like 2 years. But she was her license stayed intact and was able to work the entire time. So they don't just jerk it away when you do something, But again, like I said, I've seen stories where nurses have said like they're so glad they were caught because she was found guilty today. Wow. Yeah, some nurses say that they were that was them being caught was like the best thing that happened to them. So in Chicago, they put chairs, cans, benches, basically anything in front of their house to keep people from Yeah, this was a garbage can. Yeah, they still haven't found the third person, but when she said that person's name, it sounded like a female. Mind your business. I have to go back to listen to it. But when I was listening to it, I was like, which I know one of them was a female, but I didn't think she touched her. I have to go back and listen. But yeah, I thought one of the names sounded like a female. But yeah, I just thought, what the hell's a man doing messing with that young girl? I mean, you can tell she's young. She said she only weighs like 130 pounds. You know, she's little and she's young. Like, Jesus. And I get parking's a bitch and I get all of that, but damn, like, damn, that's crazy. All right, let's see here. Let's get into this next video. Yeah, Patricia, this next video is, which, like I say to everybody, when it comes to true crime and it's true crime night, it's all trigger warning. Just like there's always going to be things in true crime night that are trigger warning. So, this trigger is a trigger warning. This one is actually, in my opinion, a very sad one, which they're all sad, but this one is particularly sad to me because I know the population of people were very vulnerable. So listen to this. If you're on my TikTok, you've seen it. All right. If anybody's in Massachusetts, you may have already heard about it. Let's see. And as always, thank you guys for the support. I do true crime twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So thank you so much for indulging and entertaining me with one of my hobbies, true crime, watching true crime, doing all the stuff. So I appreciate you guys. All right. Let's see.
WB's Louisa Muller live at Gabriel House in Fall River. Louisa.
Well, Courtney, fighters arrived here and they found flames just shooting out of those front doors there that are now being boarded up. You can still see some of the charred pieces. But the chief says that the deadliest part of this was the smoke that spread throughout the entire building. In fact, there are AC units on many of these windows. Firefighters say those units hindered their rescue efforts. One firefighter saying some of the units were screwed into the frames of the windows. Another firefighter saying they had been on the scene for 40 minutes and they were still rescuing trapped victims. This witness video shows the frenzied scene. Firefighters on all 3 levels of the Gabriel House assisted living facility in Fall River.
They were carrying like hands and feet. They were screaming like, we need a medic, we need a medic.
The flames ripped through the front of the building as the smoke spread throughout 100 units. One firefighter described the horror he saw inside.
They raised a ladder. I went in, I didn't have an air tank or anything. First room empty. Second door I kicked in, body. Next room empty, next room body. I just kept yelling, guys kept coming down, we kept dragging them out.
9 people were killed and more than 30 transported to the hospital, including one in critical condition.
There were multiple victims hanging out the windows, screaming and begging for help and to be rescued.
By daylight, debris lay everywhere, air conditioning units on the ground, smashed out windows. As crews began to put boards up, Governor Maura Healey toured the devastation, recognizing the terror that residents felt and the challenges that faced first responders.
Many were immobile, many had oxygen tanks. They were severely compromised individuals in this assisted living facility.
The governor and the fire chief praised the heroism of firefighters, but some of them say they did all they could without the support they needed, arguing the fire department is understaffed. Some responded from off duty without protective gear or breathing apparatus.
Last night, had they been staffed properly up to national standards, there would have been 8 more firefighters effecting rescues here last night.
We did the best we could with what we had, and what we had was not enough.
Now, at this early point, the chief is giving no indication as to how this fire started. The Fall River Fire Department and the State Department of Fire Services are investigating. Live in Fall River, Louisa Muller.
Oh, that's an awful one. That is an awful story. I cannot imagine. And basically, I found it a little odd, actually, that, excuse me. I found it a little odd that the firefighters would get up there and basically blame their city or make people think that those people that passed are basically on the hands of the city or county or whatever. I think that it was just maybe his emotions. And because, usually they don't say much, especially if they're investigating or whatever the case may be. But for that firefighter to get up there and make that statement that we did the best that we could, but it wasn't enough. For him to get up there and make that statement, I feel like that puts accountability on the fire department or like I said, the county, city, whatever it is, because he's basically saying if we would have been staffed the way we were supposed to be staffed, I felt like he was saying, he didn't come right out and say it, but I felt like he was saying if we were staffed like we should have been, that would not have passed away and that many people would not have been hurt. My thing is can you imagine? Yeah, they're Marky. That's what I was saying. I think his emotions and from seeing what he saw, because paramedics and firefighters and things like that, some of them are volunteer. The ones that do get paid don't get paid enough, especially a paramedic. Where I live, a paramedic makes like $15 an hour. $15 an hour. You're talking about people that work at McDonald's want $15 an hour, but a paramedic on a daily basis has to deal with people who are no longer with us. And that includes children. That includes all ages, like 0 to 99, maybe even further if they're blessed. But I just can imagine like they should definitely get paid more. So what he saw what they all saw in that assisted living house, like that guy said, he would kick one door in and there'd be a body. He'd kick another one in, it'd be empty. The next one would be a body. And I can't imagine. I'm sure he's dealing with it for a while, and the situation exacerbated his frustration. 100%. 100%. Oh yeah, and they save lives. Yeah, oh for sure. But I think he just was done. I think he saw that situation, and just like he said, had we been better staffed, we could have handled this better. We could have helped more people. And I think he's just done with it. I was just asking him about this. My hubby's volunteer first responder firefighter. He's seen some right. That's what I'm saying. They've seen some terrible things. Yeah, like $15 an hour. Yeah, and those assisted living people, can you imagine some of them that are in there that are helpless and they have oxygen on and they see or hear that there's a fire coming? That literally makes them bustable, and it's on them and they need it to live. Like, what are you going to do? Take the oxygen off and then you pass away? Like, oh, I can't imagine the terror in them. Right. That's what I'm saying, Choppa. So, hey, Purple. But yeah, the terror that they must have felt. They had so many cuts in the police department, RVA, and wonder why crime rate is going up. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I saw this documentary or this story about this town that literally has like no police, and the people are starting to, like, they know, obviously there's parts of town like there'll be like 2 cops on, and it's like a huge place. And so they said basically people know that we can't even get to them if they do commit a crime. That's wild. Yeah, I hate Walmart. I can't, I do not like Walmart. Hey, everybody. But yeah, so I wanted to share that story with you. It's horrific. And I'm wondering if, one of the reasons I shared it with you guys is because I'm wondering, one, what started the fire? So they haven't said what started it. Good question, Superwoman. Which I know there's a lag, so you probably won't hear this. I didn't see yours until I started talking, but it's a great question. They're going to find out what started this fire. One. And then I want to know what backlash or what's going to happen from that fire, not towards him, but as far as, are they going to make changes? Is there going to be backlash to whatever budget cuts that came in, like whatever caused them not to have enough firefighters? I wonder if there's going to be something done. So, and I'm sure the families, at least I would hope the families of the people who were in the assisted living homes that were injured or aren't here with us anymore, that they make sure that people are held accountable for that. Because yes, accident happened, but depending on how it started, and then there's also, again, with the firefighter, what he said, I feel like that they should have to take accountability. So they're offering police to come out of retirement in 3-year increments now. Yeah, I remember when they did that with nurses. All right, let's get into our next story. Oh, let me see something real quick. All right, perfect. Sorry, I was looking to see what the time was on here. Time it out a little bit. And this one is a sad one too. And it seems like more and more of these stories are starting to either I'm paying attention more to the certain type of stories, or the media is paying more attention to certain type of stories. I'm not sure, but I feel like these scenarios are happening more and more. Going on now in Houston. Oh, let me know what it's about. Message. But yeah, I feel like this happens so much now. Oh no. And okay, my 16-year-old cousin was a vegetable in an assisted living, and one of the patients lit a lighter on the curtains, and my cousin died because he couldn't move. This is a trigger for real, for real. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I did give a trigger warning, and plus I know what you've been through some stuff recently as well. So I apologize for that. Yeah, budget cuts and greed affects people for sure. Hey, Tata. All right, so let me get this video set up. Damn, I just dropped my phone. Love you always, Nicholas. Oh, thank you. All right. And you guys may have somewhat of a social media connection. I tend to do more of on 2.0. I tend to try to do a lot of the stories that have like some kind of aspect of social media with them. Okay. But yeah, I try to do something that usually gets, sorry, I was putting hold so you guys, because I know the lag. But that has some kind of social media stuff. I think that you guys tend to watch those more. So, and I like that component as well, because I like, because we're on social media. So I like when it has like we hear real details from real people.
Welcome to True Crime Tuesday with your host, me, Feminine and Fierce. This is the tragic case of Todd Austin Williams, a couple who shared one child together and lived in Texas. Todd Austin was the owner and CEO of a credit repair company, Credit Champs. He was shot and unalived in Arlington, Texas on Friday, July 11th, 2025. According to a report by Fox 4, the tragic incident involved a woman shooting the victim multiple times before pulling the gun on herself in a murder-suicide. Soon after, social media posts circulating online, included one by Facebook user @SmashTheTopic, identified the victim as Todd. Meanwhile, Instagram user @RapHouseTV alleged that the shooter was his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his child, who was rushed to a local hospital where she succumbed to her injuries. On Friday morning, cops responded to a shooting at a hair salon on South Cooper Street. Witnesses told authorities that a woman entered the salon and shot a customer multiple times. Cops arrived on the scene just as she was leaving the building. But it seems there's much more to the story, lots of rumors circulating, and now we know the alleged motives behind this. According to Smash the Topic, Todd Austin was a well-respected businessman in the community, ran a credit repair company, helping clients improve their credit reports. He also provided classes on financial literacy and mentored individuals on the subject. According to Todd Austin's Instagram page, he recently returned from a vacation in Miami. His followers speculate that this might have been a trigger. Notably, he shared several photos from the trip to his IG page. This included pictures of food, buying jewelry, and even a yacht trip. Austin captioned, "Miami Dump." But as we know, what we see on social media may not be what's happening behind the cameras. And this case would be no different.
New information about a man who was getting his haircut at a salon when he was shot and killed. Arlington police are calling it a murder-suicide. And Scoop Jefferson just spoke with people who witnessed the shooting on Cooper Street.
This is the moment Arlington police officers arrived at the front doors of the Spa Galleria strip mall on shots fired, recorded on a cell phone. Just after 10 a.m. Friday, police say a 37-year-old woman walked into the South Cooper Street location with a gun and opened fire on a man she had been dating as he got a haircut.
They were just all nervous and we were all scared.
Another vendor inside the Galleria had just finished with one of her clients.
I got multiple texts from them saying there was shooting happening, and I saw the cop cars in front of me, and I heard gunshots.
The victim, identified by family and friends as 37-year-old Todd Austin, was getting his haircut by Dax the barber, a popular Arlington stylist. Dax, who didn't want to go on camera, told us she fired several shots, striking Austin in the chest area. He's been his customer for 12 years and says on his Facebook page that his clients are his extended family. As other Galleria employees arrive,
I have a barber suite inside.
They got the devastating news.
And one of the suite owners 2 doors down actually told me, hey, don't go inside, somebody just got shot.
Police say after the shooting, the woman tried to leave, saw officers outside, retreated inside, and shot herself. She later died at the hospital. Homicide detectives took statements from witnesses as the crime scene unit collected evidence. They tagged her white Tesla before police called a wrecker service to tow it away. Police allowed Austin's family to take his Cybertruck containing his business logo that was parked outside. Dax, visibly shaken by the shooting, got comfort from his wife as others stood by trying to make sense of the deadly salon gunfire. In Arlington, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
So this is what's going on, guys. 2 people. It's listed as a murder, but I know man, it's a domestic situation. I can tell you that much. It's a domestic situation where a dude was getting his haircut. A dude was getting his haircut, and a woman came in and shot him, and while he in the chair while he getting his haircut. So.
There have been many rumors circulating about this case. Many say that Todd had recently broken up with Michelle, and that could have been the motive. One person even said, if a man don't want you anymore, just go ahead and leave him. Be you. Can't force love or for anyone to be with you. Very sad. Prayers for his family. While another commenter wrote, so you don't get your way in a relationship and think it's okay to take a life? I wish he would have protected his energy from such a demon. The biggest rumor that I have seen about the case is that Todd gave her HIV from cheating on her, and that is the reason that she did this. Although that has been confirmed that is not the case. A friend of Michelle's has actually came to social media to clear up these rumors, and text messages and videos have been released. Check it out.
Okay, I'm here to tell the story of Michelle and Todd to clear the false narratives. He did not give her HIV. He was not cheating on her at the time of the murder-suicide. In fact, they haven't even been together in over a year. Yeah, Michelle came from nothing. She built herself up as a veteran, as a successful business owner. Her knowledge, the things that she knew in order to get money to take care of her kids as a single mother. When she met Todd, Todd was living downtown Dallas under a CPN number. He did not know how to do credit repair. She taught him how to do that, and they built this business, Credit Champs, together. Whenever they broke up, because I see he's been sending his clients the video when she pulled the gun on him. She wanted him out of her house and he would not leave. There's an active restraining order right now against him. Terroristic threat against her and her son. He threatened to kill them both. Okay. Todd reversed all of Michelle's mortgage payments, up to like, I think 18 months, probably more, to the point where she was about to lose her home. How he did this is because they have a joint bank account. He removed her off of the bank. I don't even know how he could have even did this, but he removed her name off the bank because she had no access. He created an email for everything to go to, not the email that they had. Michelle went to Vegas one weekend, and she came back, and all her money was gone. Now, could you imagine having $250,000 or even $500,000 in your bank account, and now it's zero? You can't pay your mortgage. You can't take care of your kids. He's threatening you. He's not giving you nothing for your kid. Okay? Michelle had several cases against this man. Okay? Me, as well, had a lawsuit that I just won and got paid off a day before the murder-suicide. Michelle was suing him for a lot. He was taunting her by still promoting this company, still making money off this company that they built, not giving her access to any of the money. He also wrapped a Cyber truck, was riding past her house. She could see it on her Ring camera. He was taunting her. She was so full of debt. She was about to lose her home. The air went out in her Tesla. It was just a lot of stuff going on, and she had $0 to deal with her situation. She reached out to family. She reached out to people to help her, and only a handful of us helped her. Okay? So with all this stuff that y'all got going on about he gave her HIV or she was cheating and it's more dick out there, it had nothing to do with that. That man stole her whole life, and he flaunted it in her face. Todd also took her $10,000 settlement payment that she got from the military. When he got access to her phone, he drained her personal account, locked her out of her business accounts, wouldn't help her with her son. So all of this stuff, I just want to clear the false narrative. He is not who you think he was. And I'm not justifying anything that she done, but I understand. So y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, because I really don't care, honestly. I'm going to feel the way I feel, and you going to feel the way you feel.
These are some of the text messages that were released. This one is between Michelle and Todd. Todd says, "That's dope, but you don't have to put your face in pics. I was going to say, send me a text message saying thanks so much for all the help. Business credit. You were able to purchase a truck in your dream car. Just don't want no one to be like, he lame. I know she's been having that." She replies, "Babe, I'm sorry. I can't do that, baby. I can't give you that much credit over my life like that. I hope you understand, but I didn't mind you using the pics. I honestly think you'll be fine without the fabrications, baby. You already a beast at your craft." And he replies, "I wasn't going to use your name. Basically, I would put Mentee. The pics would be giving me more credit, LOL." Tells her friend after sending this screenshot, "He's been lying and scamming. I turned him all the way up. He was living downtown on a CPN when I met him. I didn't even know until I found the lease girl and seen he ain't paid the last 2 months, nor his cable bill. He was broke when I met him. I got him making more money he's ever made in his life, and he took everything. What a scumbag." Michelle also sent this to a friend and said he's abusive, a thief, and a liar. And as you can see there is a video that she sends from her Ring doorbell where she had changed the code and kicked him out of the home.
Nigga!
Why the fucking code ain't working? Todd, look at this. Watch this. Why the code ain't working? Watch this. Todd. Why the code ain't working? Please calm down. Why the fucking code ain't working? Ain't no code fucking working. She changed the motherfucker. She changed it.
This is a message that Michelle sent to her friend. She said he didn't even know shit about credit until I taught him. He was business credit. That was his specialty. And his ass was selling hair and vendor lists. Lord, I can't wait till my court date. Her friend replied, I can't wait till your court date either, for real, girl, because it does not make sense for him to do you like that. Just like when he took my money. She also sent her friend this screenshot that says, I'm not mentally stable, which was from Todd. And I assume she was being accused of cheating because she replies, I never did, but it's already in your head, so whatever. I'm not about to continue going back and forth with a person that's not mentally stable. And she tells her friend, he told my dumbass, I was big and pregnant. Shake my head. Her friend replies, wow, I really hate that you are going through this because having a child in the picture is extremely too much. And she says, man, OMG. I seriously cannot believe how bad I've been scammed. I can't do shit but laugh today. Her friend says, baby, I know, but I'm here for you, love. So whatever you need, if you need to talk, drink, whatever, let me know. And she says, it's you sending me additional evidence of him reversing my mortgage payments. Like, wow. And the friend replies, I need to look for some because I'm sure it's some more in those messages, but we text so much. It's so many messages, I will have to look. Michelle says, thank you, girl. No one understands. Everyone thinking he was amazing to me and an active dad, they can't even begin to comprehend this shit because it's so rare. This level of switching up and fraudulent activity. The friend says, but that man don't got no damn Lamborghini. He literally rented this shit with my card and is being sued for the money. It's all good. I'm his only baby mama from Texas. He done effed around and is about to find out how the F we get down. He knows it's coming too, trust me. He kept saying, I'm so glad my apartment got security. He knows I will actually off him in real life. Laughing faces, I might add. The friend replies and says, hey, so I may not have mentioned that part, but yes, he is lucky his apartment's got security because I went over there with my pew-pew last year, but I couldn't get in the gate, LOL. And she replies, bitch. And according to this court document, she is actually who initiated the divorce, not the other way around. And in the divorce, she was filing for full custody. It states here that Todd Austin had a history or pattern of committing family violence, and that it was in the best interest of the child and children in the home to be in her custody only. There was also an active protective order in place for her and the children. Such a tragic case. Prayers and condolences to their friends and family, and especially those children who are now without a father and mother.
Okay. So that's a lot to break down. So let me just break it down in short for you guys. This woman and man got together. He was doing business, how to build business credit, selling like courses and shit online. And she taught him how to repair people's credit. They end up having this business. She worked with him, like they did it together. She taught him everything he knew. And then he ended up having credits, which became, he was the CEO and owner of Credit Champs. And he ended up taking all of her money. He was like when they were going through it, I guess they, things were getting bad. He started reversing her mortgage, and he had reversed up to 18 months of her mortgage. He had, she had came back from somewhere and he had taken everything out of the bank account. He had literally made this lady broke where she was losing the house. She could not pay her bills. Her friends helped her pay her bills. Not only that, he had scammed that woman that was talking. He had scammed her as well. And she had just won a lawsuit where he had to pay her the day before the lady did this, because the woman is who did this. So he had done all this. He put her in financial ruin. And then was taking trips, spending all kinds of money, posting all this lavish luxury things on his Instagram and stuff online. He was on yachts and driving Lamborghinis and just doing the most, and putting out, of course. But she even showed, even her friend with those text messages was able to show that he basically wanted to use her pictures, but not show her face, just show her car and tell people that it was somebody that he mentored so that it would make him look better. And she was like, no, I'm not giving you that credit over my life. She thought that he wanted to show her picture, like with her face, and say, hey, because of me, she got this. And she was like, absolutely not. I did this shit, and you're not going to post online that you did it for me. So, she basically made this man. They had a child together, and she had, I believe, 2 other children that were not his, because that's what's listed on the protective order. So, she had kicked him out. You see the video where he's like, why you changed the code? Why this? She had changed the code, and she had actually, there's a video which I could not find, but the friend had mentioned it, that there was a video floating around where she pulled a pew pew on him before. And I could not find that video, but it was because like he would not leave her alone, would not get out when she wanted him to get out. So I don't know if it was after that incident she did that. I'm not sure. But so she had filed for divorce. She had got a protection order against him. And then she ends up, now she has the protection order and everything. She ends up, he's getting his hair cut. He had went to the same barber for 12 years, and he's getting his hair cut. She walks in the barber shop, pews him several times in the upper torso, and then turns around and walks out. Well, when she's walking out, she sees that the police are coming. So she turns around and runs back into the salon, and you hear when the cops, I don't know if she locked the door, because it sounds like they had to bust it open. So I think she locked the door, because it's probably one of those little turn things, you turn them to lock it. And then when they busted through the door, you can hear the final pew, which was her doing it to herself. So she legit snapped, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, Larry, bad. And sadly, they left behind 1 child together and 3 children altogether, I believe. And like I said, the pictures, I only saw her and him with 2 kids, but like I said, on the protection order, there was 3 names. So I think there was 3 altogether. But I just can't imagine. I mean, and we're seeing more and more of this. It is, I think it's more rare. I mean, obviously, we have more men that do crimes like this. So I think it's more rare to see the female be the one who did it, especially since she had a restraining order and everything against him. I think he just had her in so much debt. And so, like, I just think she couldn't see out of it. And it's crazy that she told her friend, he better be glad that he has security at his apartments, because he already knows that I'd come over there and pew pew him. And then the friend who he also scammed said that she went over there a year prior with a pew pew and could not get in the gate, which I think is crazy that she's releasing these text messages. And I don't know, I'm assuming it's her that's releasing them because she's speaking about it. But if it's not her, that's even crazier, because I just think that's wild. Because couldn't she be like an accessory before I don't know if that's even a thing, but like she knew that she was going to, I don't know. Maybe she can say, listen, I didn't take it as a threat because I know his apartment has security. So I knew she couldn't do it. But I feel like if she's going to find a way to do it. If she really wanted to do it, which clearly she did, she found a way to do it. And it's so eerie when I'm watching the police videos and the people that were there, that I showed you guys some of the clips of like people who were on the scene, like just bystanders and stuff, all the news clips. You can clearly see his Cybertruck sitting there with the big wrap around it that says Credit Champs and has like his name and everything on it. You can see it because it's a small little like side mall or whatever that's like right around the corner from the big mall in Arlington. So there's not very many parking spots. So every video that they shot outside of the hair salon, you could see his truck just sitting there. And so that's why somebody on the internet actually is who confirmed it was him, because of obviously his truck was there, and then speak to other people. So yeah, it was actually someone on the internet that said it was him. And then, like I said in the video, but maybe the friend didn't really. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess she could deny. She could say, "Listen, but she also went over there." So it's just crazy. I can't. And all these rumors are going around that he gave her, the package, and that's why she did this, and all these things. And people are like going hard about it, and that's not what happened. I mean, clearly the friend not only, these text messages have come out. You can clearly see, which obviously people can fake text messages. It's happened, but I really don't think that's the case. Um, I think that's what happened. I mean, you can literally look up because I looked it up. You can look up the protection order. You can look up the divorce papers. You can look up all that, because one of the rumors was also that she was upset because he, broke things off with her, and he didn't want nothing to do with her, which is probably what he was telling everybody around town, because most men that are like that would steal her money knowing she built you, most men that are like that, he clearly had narcissistic traits. Most men, and we're not, that's a whole different topic, but you get what I'm saying. Most men that are like that, I'm sure that's what he was telling people. I'm sure he was telling people she was the problem, and so that may have been why those rumors got out. I'm not sure. I don't know where the package story came from, but it was told that she was cheating on him, or no, he was cheating on her. And then I think there was a story that she was cheating on him. I don't know. There was so many rumors around this. And so now people are coming out and they're like, listen, do not, stop believing the lies. Stop believing it. It's not true, because several people, I showed a screenshot in that video where several creators and people put on there, like, this is what happened with the whole package ordeal. So now some creators are trying to come out and say, no, like, y'all got it wrong. That's not what happened. So, yes, Christy, you definitely have to. So many stories are about someone getting the package. Now it's scary. Yeah. And I think that's another reason why, that's easy to believe. Because again, I think it's rare for the woman to be the one in a unaliving, and then someone unaliving themselves. You know what I'm saying? In that type, in a situation like that, I think most of the time it's men that do it. Yeah, he definitely financially abused her for sure. I mean, he took everything. He took everything from her. I believe the number that I've heard is like 96,000 or something, but I think it was more than that, because you heard her friend say, think if you had $250,000 or even $500,000. So I think she at least had $250,000 probably. But I have seen people reporting that it was like 96,000 in the bank account, and then 18 months of mortgages. I'm sure her mortgage was not cheap. They were making good money. Like, they had money. And so I feel like her mortgage was probably not cheap. And if he reversed 18 months of that mortgage, that's some money. I mean, even somebody that makes good money, coming back from 18 months is like, you'd have to pull money from somewhere else, unless you just had it like that. But I just feel like he didn't have it like that, or he wouldn't have been stealing her shit. He was basically a scammer. And what's wild is, she made sure before I feel like she made sure before she did what she did, that her friend had the right text, and was like, I don't know if they talked about it. I feel like maybe the friend knows more than we do. Like, maybe the friend talked to her and shit. I don't know. I just feel like she's got all this proof. Maybe she's got the friend's phone. I don't know. I think it's wild that all this stuff is coming out already. And it's not by police. It's, by her friend. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's true crime episode. I will be back Thursday for another episode. Thank you guys so much. Stop playing with people's money. Yeah. I just think, she was going to be a single mom. She had 3 kids, 2 to 3 kids. Like I said, that third name on there, I just think that's another. I think she has 3, but I've definitely seen, I know she has at least 2. But, she was going to be a single mom. He literally ruined her financially. He did all this shit with her mortgage. She was going to lose the house. Uh, she was used to living a good lifestyle. She had a good lifestyle before she met him, and he literally took her. She was probably on top of the world when he met her, and he took her everything from her. And she just was like, "You're not going to do this." And it's sad because, again, like I said, the children are who hurt the most, they're without a mom and a dad. So thank you guys so much. Definitely check out the replay if you missed it or if you're just coming in. Hashtag replay. And I will see you guys Thursday for another episode. And if you're enjoying the malarkey and you want to enjoy it more, you can come back. I'll be back live around I want to say 11. If it's earlier than that, I'll let you guys know. But I'll definitely be back to see you guys. Bye.